Welcome back to our biomass class, where we're delving deeper into the fascinating world of conversion of biomass resources into heat and power. This video was made with the support of Energy. Remember that this biomass energy course has 9 lessons. Lesson 9 has 2 parts. Let's focus now on how to make a business model canvas. Engineering students usually focus in the technical design of a product or service that fulfills technical specifications. Additionally, engineering projects can also include a study of economic feasibility. Let's go further and investigate how the business will look like for a biomass to energy facility. This video is divided in 3 parts. From the basics of a business model to the application to a biomass project. Let's start with some definitions. A business model should describe the rationale of how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value in economic, social, cultural, or other contexts. Therefore, the first decision is to define the organization that will be responsible of the management of the biomass facility. You can decide to define the business model from different perspectives. For example, an engineering company that is commissioned to design and build the biomass facility. A public or private institution offering energy services. An energy services company. We will focus in the last example as the most interesting for learning purposes. An ESCO is a company that offers energy services, which may include implementing energy projects. Therefore, ESCOs accept some degree of risk and receive their payment based on the services delivered. The next step is to use a tool to develop your business model. We will use the business model canvas. A business model canvas is a template for developing business models. It is a visual chart describing key elements of the business model. Therefore, it is a tool that allows to create a business model using just a single sheet of paper. There are 9 building blocks, which can be grouped by its functionality. Let's review each of them. The first issue is the definition of the company or business infrastructure. It includes key activities, key resources, and the partner network. The second group defines what is the company offering. It includes the value propositions of the business. What about your customers? This group includes customer segments, channels, and customer relationships. Now ask yourself what finances are like. It includes the cost structure and revenue streams. Broadly speaking, the elements on the left-hand side of the canvas represent cost to the business. And elements on the right-hand side of the canvas represent revenue for the business. Once we have presented the tool, the final question is how the business model canvas can look like for a biomass project. Let's go block by block. Let's start with customers. Customer segmentation is the process of dividing customers into groups based on common characteristics so your company can market to each group effectively and establish specific relationships. At this stage of your project, probably you have already defined who will be your clients. Therefore, group them in different segments, for example, individuals, public institutions, private companies, and so on. Let's move to the value proposition. You need to describe the value that you deliver to each customer segment. This is a key point for the business to succeed. It describes what problems do you solve for each segment and what needs do you satisfy. This must answer the question: why will customers buy the energy from your company? For example, because it is cheaper. Because it is greener than other options. For reasons linked to social responsibility. If the biomass system is going to replace an already existing energy service based on fossil fuels, you should focus on the advantages of the biomass compared with the previous solution. Channels refers on how the company delivers the value proposition to its targeted customers. Obviously, after the biomass facility is working, you don't need to do marketing campaigns. What you need is to keep your customers satisfied. However, before the project starts, you need to attract future clients for your energy services. Ask yourself how your prospective customers can be reached. And after the energy service is running, ask yourself about how the customer support will be. The block Customer Relationships answers the question, how do you keep and grow customers? For and ESCO, this depends on the energy services provided and the type of clients. Ask yourself, what are the consequences of customers not being satisfied? Can they shift to another energy provider? Are you going to lose a contract with a company or public institution? Or think about if you need to grow the number of customers. After that, think about how the relationship should be. For example, excellent customer service might help you to keep your existing customers. Let's analyze now the revenue streams. Where does the money come from? Obviously, customers will pay for energy, but this can be done in different ways. For example, will they pay only for the energy consumed? Will they pay a flat tariff or subscription fee? Will you get other incomes like for maintenance? With this block, we finish the understanding all that relates to our customers. Now, let's start with the left-hand part of the business model canvas. We need to build an infrastructure to provide the value proposition to customers. Define what are the company assets that are required to make your business model work. They can be classified into different categories. Physical resources like buildings, vehicles, or machines. Intellectual resources like the specialist knowledge you have. Human resources, that is, the people working in your company. Financial resources, such as lines of credits. Key activities are directly related to your value proposition. Therefore, these are the most important strategic things. Other activities that are not delivering value to your customers must not be included. If your value proposition is not only based on delivering cheaper energy, think about which activities the company should do to deliver other components of the value proposition. Now, let's move to the block of key partners. Think about which tasks and activities are important, but you are not going to do yourself. You need suppliers and partners to make your business model work. For example, because you are not producing biomass, a key partner will be the biomass supplier. If you need to build a district heating network, you need the local authority, involving in urban planning, regulation, and implementation. Think also about who is doing the maintenance of the biomass system, of the distribution network, and customers' equipment. Who is ensuring the financing needed? Who is responsible for the relationships with customer? Do you need other partners for succeeding? Finally, let's analyze the cost structure. In the business model canvas, it is important to verify that costs are aligned with the value proposition. Think about your most important costs and your most expensive costs. For a biomass facility, think about investments and operation and maintenance costs. But not only that, take a look to your activities, resources, and partners and investigate if there could be other costs. Wrapping up. The business model canvas provides a way to show the key elements of any business model on a single way. It is based on 9 building blocks and the interrelationships between them. Now, it is time for your starting to draw the business model canvas for your biomass system. You can look for an internet examples on how a business model canvas for and ESCO looks like.